English. Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed here, and welcome to the horror visual novel called Lynne. And I believe this game is about a tormented girl who is going through very troubling times at school, along with other parts of her family also suffering from similar kind of problems in themselves. So let's start the game and see what this visual novel is all about. Teen! I'll put down below the description of the game along with how you can actually play the game for yourself. It's completely free on Steam. I'll also provide a link to the developer and also the publishing company who translates into English. Okay, preferences, I'll leave on window, transitions all off, skip, scene, oh those are all, okay, window, all on, scene messages, English, cool, save game, there we go, I don't want to quit. While I regain consciousness, I realise I'm in a public, okay, but it's not a normal public bathroom. The bathroom seems to extend outwards forever, infinitely, sorry, like an optical illusion. The dim light bulbs are suspended on flimsy plastic strings. They gutter in and out intermittently, unsure of themselves. My head feels heavy. Why does it hurt so much? Stress 1%. And the only achievement of this game is to be able to get your stress level up to a 100%. And then what will happen? I sigh and hold a hand against my temple. I can feel it pulsing beneath my fingertips. Gross. Human bodies really are gross. They can be a majestic piece of art as well, you know. Doesn't always have to be the gross stuff, you know. They're bags of flesh that contain all sorts of stuff, bones and blood and... okay. With hearts that beat and lungs that shudder and... okay. Okay, if it's getting too deep into detail here, thinking about it makes me want to dig my fingernails. Okay. Nah. But I bet that would look gross too. Maybe I should... no. Maybe I should pull my eyes out first, so I don't need to see all the blood as it splatters on the tiles. But if I know everything about biology, which I don't, I'm rubbish at school. Blood doesn't stay red for very long. No, it goes dark red, brown, then... and when it's exposed to the air, it oxidizes, I think. And then it starts to turn brown. Then it turns black, exactly. I try to imagine what it would look like if this endless dingy bathroom was stained with my... no. I don't feel anything in particular. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel bad. Maybe that's because it hasn't actually happened. It's nothing more than a silly fantasy. My head is still hurting. My footsteps fall against the floor. When did I start walking? I don't know. I feel like I've been walking for years. The walls and the floor and the stools and the sinks and the dryers and the bins and the mirrors continue to repeat over and over again in a loop. A stuck videotape. We still have some of Jaz's old videotapes from when she was a kid. It's mostly Disney stuff. Cinderella and Snow White. My parents aren't too well off, so we had to make do with our battered old VCR lawn after DVD players became the norm. Our VCR was like a monster. It made horrible noises when you put a tape in, and it had cannibalistic tendencies. It liked to spit out tapes with the film reels leaking out. When I was young, it used to scare me a little. VCR horror. It's the prequel of VR horror. Lots of things scare me. I turn my head, glancing this way and that. There are 5 sinks lined up neatly against the wall, complete with silvery taps and soap dispensers. Somebody stolen a roll of toilet paper and left it soaking in one of the basins. The paper flops limply over the side of a bowl. It's a bit sad. The taps are turned off, but water still drips from their faulty heads. They're leaking. The lone roll of blue paper is starting to turn soft. is collapsing in on itself like something rotten. I keep walking. I was past the sinks. At least, I think we're some sort of purgatory nightmare right now. I think we'll wake up soon. Well, that's what I hope anyways. At least, I think I'll walk past the sinks. But when I turn my head, I can see them again. Right in the corners of my eyes. 5 sinks, chipped and cracked, with soap dispensers and that same roll of toilet paper lying in the rightmost basin. The roll of paper still being waterboarded by the faulty tape. Don't research what the word waterboarding is. I walk by, trying to ignore it, but when I glance to my right once more, there it is again! 5 sinks, 5 basins. Why'd you have that many basins in the house, for goodness sakes? And that many sinks? And only 1 toilet paper, for goodness sakes. You need at least 10 to have a comfortable life for a week. At least anyways. When you've got a whole family. A lot of toilet paper is necessary. You never, ever want to run out of toilet paper. Ever. 1 roll of toilet paper, decomposing slowly. The toilet paper looks worse every time I see it. Just like my face does. White paper begins to flake away from the cardboard skeleton. It melts away, just like my hopes and dreams. I feel like I'm being melted away too. I don't know how long I've been walking. My feet are crammed inside my shoes. My toes are pushed up unpleasantly against the tips so they rub red raw. That's when I realise I'm wearing my old white heels from Auntie Shirley's wedding. Not her last wedding, the wedding before that. I must have been 9 or 10 back then. I'm 15 now, and my feet have done a fair bit of growing. No wonder these shoes hurt so much. My feet weren't made for them. Not the feet I have right now, at any rate. Why am I wearing them? It hurts, but I keep walking. I can't not keep walking. I'm afraid something bad will happen if I stop. Suddenly, alarmingly, I'm aware that I'm not alone. Plus true stress. There's something behind me. But I don't know what that something is. I look back over my shoulder. My breath catches in my throat. Everything is being swallowed up by a musty, impenetrable darkness. The darkness smells like the inside of a walk-in wardrobe that hasn't been walked into in a very long time. I tremble. My footsteps strike against the tiles over and over. My heart beats inside my chest. It knocks against my rib cage. My feet hurt. They hurt so much. They do hurt so much. I was going left to right, for goodness sakes. I went 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. And who cares, because this is a game. I think they've started to bleed. Sores and blisters run along the backs of my feet. I can feel welts in the grooves between my toes. They're all bursting. Give it time and my blood will turn burgundy, then dark red, then black. Aren't burgundy and dark red the same thing? I'll say burgundy is just a little bit lighter, but I'll say a little bit browner as well. Everything in here is the same. Everything repeats over and over again. It's a bloody paradox in this place. The light bulb, the stools, the sinks, the taps, the toilet paper, the dryers, and the tiles and the mirrors, and the mirrors. There's something strange about the mirrors. But no, it isn't the mirrors. It's the girl inside them. My white shoes slosh when I come to a halt. Everything smells. It smells of mold and urine and my own bodily fruit. Okay, use your own imagination there, folks. But the girl who looks back at me in the mirror, her fingers, gripping the rim of the sink so tightly the knuckles turn white, isn't me. I stare. She stares back. There's nothing to go by in visuals. So, yeah. When I run through this dialogue, I expect more visuality through this, but you know what? We're not going to question anything, because this did not cost me any money. Where am I? How did I get here? What is this place? I was me when I first started walking, I think. but the more I walked in these 2 small shoes, the less like me I became. I started to change. I just didn't realize it. Not until I saw myself in the mirrors. This girl. Hi there. +1 stress. I reach forward, my fingers brush the surface of a mirror. It's sticky and it makes me feel sick, but my feet are sticky too, so it doesn't matter. If a girl looks like me, she has the same hair, the same eyes, the same nose, the same ears, and the same lips. But she isn't me. My muscles tense beneath her skin. My face responds. It smiles when I smile, and frowns when I frown. This face is mine. But I know it isn't. It can't be. I'm not her. She's not me. Lynne? When I speak, an alien voice comes from my mouth. My breath catches in my throat, and then I feel something brush against the back of my neck. There's nothing in the mirror, but there's something behind me. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something cold. Even colder than the roll of toilet paper soaking in the sink on the far right. I don't know how long it's been soaking for. Oh sheesh, I didn't mean to press F12. Hold on. Oh sheesh. This isn't good, folks. I don't mean to put it like this. No. Let me take it. Remove this quickly. There we go. That's better. Sorry about that, folks. And it seems like I mucked up the aspect. I don't know how long it's been soaking for. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know how long I've been her. I don't know anything really. But another 5 stress. I do know that this is it. The end. There'll be no more repetitions. No more walls and floors and stalls and sinks and dryers and bins and mirrors and protagonists. It's just me. Only me and the darkness and the bad thing that lurks within it, behind me, breathing against my neck. Welcome home, Lynn, it seems to say, with invisible teeth encrusted with agar. We missed you, but that's not fair. They've got the wrong girl. I'm not her. I'm not. And I do not hear these voices within my headphones. I'm not Lynn. Hi. Hey, Squirt. Rough night? I think it's been a rough night. Okay, thank you. I watched through the bread bin, unearthing the last 2 slices of Wharton's half and half. Another stress. Actually, they're the crusts. The cast-offs nobody wants. I glare at Jazz. She's sitting at the kitchen table, eating her own slice of toast, not the crusts. She saved those for me. Oh, thanks a lot. No problem, honey. Why are you so selfish? I wonder. Maybe because I'm a horrible person. Maybe you're basic. Well, I know that. We know that. I slot my bread crusts, into the toaster and sigh. I feel worked up. I've been worked up ever since I woke up. I was worked up when I was brushing my teeth. I was worked up when I was combing my hair. I was worked up when I was putting on my skirt and sliding up my socks and buttoning up my skirt. Now I'm worked up as I wait for my incredibly appetizing breakfast to finish toasting. I fish a knife from the cutlery drawer and peer inside the inner workings of the toaster. I peer a little too closely actually, and my hand nearly gets caught inside it. I draw back, startled. Well done, genius. Shut up. I stick my tongue out of her. Bleh. She sticks her tongue out too. I glance back at the toaster, but I don't lean in quite so closely this time. I tap my feet against the floor and sigh. Why is it taking so long? You going anywhere in a hurry? I have to go to school. I don't know why you're so eager. I've always hated school. Well, maybe Lynne loves school. Yeah, but I have exams coming up. I pack up the knife and begin to prod at the tops of my slowly toasting crusts. You shouldn't do that, you'll electrocute yourself. Like you care. I do care actually, and you'll definitely care when 1,000,000 watts of electricity are coursing through your thick skull. I'll survive. That's what you think. God, why do kids think they know everything? I'm not a kid. Please. Jas tuts and rolls her eyes. She does this a lot. It's very effective. Jas always wears a lot of makeup and she's good at applying it. Her eyes are particularly expressive. Jas is pretty already. She doesn't really need makeup, but makeup makes her even prettier. According to Jas, putting on her makeup is the sole thing that gets her out of bed in the morning. She reminds me of a girl out of an RPG called Blue Reflection. She cannot survive without giving people advice makeup or wearing makeup. I've forgotten her name now. I guess there's not much else for her to do. She doesn't have a job. She just sits around the house all day. Okay, sometimes I wish I could... No. I do the same thing, except I do something beneficial towards society. And others. And you watching right now. And that's by providing a voice. And something to help you along the ways to get through this horror visual novel. I thought you were meant to be smart one in the the smart one in the family then. I'm not smart. I suck. Literally? yeah, not literally. Just brain-wise. Anyways, use your imagination for that, folks. But nah, no. If then again, don't. Pee off. Jess is one of those. Jess is one who thugs, and that is literal. The bulge of her belly is proof enough. Never you get pregnant like that. Let's play the game called Pregnant or Fat then. Like that. I know that much. I might be in secondary school, but I'm not thick. Not that thick anyway. With toaster pings, my bread crusts pop up like I should be happy to see them. I'm not. Pee off. I poke the crusts with the tip of my knife again, but don't reply. Jas does. Why are you talking to your breakfast, you crazy girl? I thought you said you didn't want to be late to school. I don't. Then why don't you get a move on? You'll miss your train. I know. I grab a plate and slide my crusts onto it. I smear butter onto the crust an inch thick. Like this will somehow make them taste better. And a scoop of lemon curd for good measure. Lemon curd mixes with the gooey, bright yellow butter. The end result looks kind of gross, but it tastes fine. I take my plate to the kitchen table. I stumble on my way there, twisting my ankle on thin air, and I somehow manage to notice that going to full screen is F11. The same button I applied screenshots for Steam, because RPG Maker games I usually play is F12 for closing the game too. Plus one stress. I curse beneath my breath. Sheesh. Hey Lynn, are you sure you're okay? You seem a little out of it. A little, I guess. Bad dream? Yeah. Bad doesn't quite cover it. Terrible nightmare, more like. My feet still hurt. I checked them when I woke up, trembling to see whether they were still in one piece or not. I was afraid there'd be blood stumps, but little bones all broken for being forced into shoes too small for me. But it's fine. But that was 10 minutes ago. What about now? My toes curl against the insides of my shoes. Jess stares at me. Does she think I've gone totally mental? Maybe I have. You were tossing and turning like the girl from The Exorcist this morning, Lynn. You woke me up. So that explains why Jas is up so early. She doesn't usually surface until gone noon. She doesn't have to. Not since she dropped out of sixth form college. All she does is practice her makeup in front of her vanity mirror. Our vanity mirror actually, since we share the same bedroom, eat cereals, and watch Okay. Why do you watch that garbage anyways? I stare at my crust stare back, slathered in butter and lemon curd. Are you expecting him to talk back to you? Because if I were them, I would say, eat me. Because my existence is very, very temporary. My stomach churns. I'm sorry, Jess. It's alright, I already had my revenge. The bread? Mm-hmm. Jess coils a strand of hair about her finger. She looks smug. So, what are you going to be doing today? More studying? Don't mention the S word. But I didn't. I only mentioned study. Now, you've got your GCSEs coming up in, what, 3 weeks? You better get cracking. I bite into my breadcrumbs smeared with butter and lemon curd. The butter is sweet, oily, and fatty, while the lemon curd is sweet and sharp. Use your imagination again for this scene. Just close your eyes and listen to the words I'm about to say. It's thick, sticky. It feels like it's... Okay. Okay, take your imagination away. Open your eyes. It's just the kitchen. Maybe I put a little too much on... Oh. You know, Mum and Dad expect a lot from you. Don't let them down. Oh, I feel sick. I definitely used too much lemon curd. Just please. What? It's the truth. After I turned out to be such a monumental blank up, the least you could do is not fail all your GCSEs. You're supposed to be the smart one, remember? That's what they say, but... My voice trails off. My cheeks are smeared with toast crumbs and bits of lemon curd. They feel oily. I swallow. I don't want to talk about it. Well, you'll probably be fine. You have to try to do your worst in your GCSEs than I did. Yeah, but it's different now. You could retake your exams. I can't. Sucks to be you. Jazz sounds so cheerful it kind of makes me want to punch her, but I know I can't. Not anymore. We used to fight a lot when we were younger, with hair pulling and scratching, like a bloody cat. But now Jess is brilliant. I feel a little guilty about slapping her. You can't hit them, you know. It's very cruel. Even if they aren't them, it's still cruel. Even if that brat woman is your sister, who isn't really a... Okay. I don't think she is... Okay, she's only 19. She's still a teenager, technically. I jacked my lemon curdy down against the roof of my mouth. I should probably get going. You probably should. Don't drop out of school before your exams start, otherwise, what would be the point? Sometimes I think Jess derives happiness from my suffering. She really is a rotten big sister. She's always been like that. She used to bully me relentlessly when we were little. She was always kicking me beneath the dinner table, hitting me with a TV remote, and whispering creepy stories into my ear at night when I was trying to sleep. She told me Santa wasn't real when I was 4. I cried. I cried a lot. And then she went and got herself knocked up. And now she's so heavy. Okay, I can't argue back when she starts being a bleh because I feel guilty. Maybe she's smarter than her GCSE results give her credit for. I drop my plate in the sink. It's coated with crumbs and a smear of buttery lemon. What are you going to do all day, Jess? Oh, for goodness sakes, you're still going to watch that rubbish? Watch the Jeremy Kyle show, probably. Don't you ever get sick of that? Nope. I don't like that show. I think it's mean. Well, Lynn is definitely the smart one out of the two. For goodness sakes. Only the sort of people that loves to seek drama in life loves that kind of show. And for goodness sakes, that show is guzzling of drama. As thick of drama as any sort of liquid ooze or substance could be. It's a sort of show that makes fun of people like Jez. The audience watches these poor, sad, broken people pour out their guts and argue with each other and broke down with tears, and then they laugh and cheer and applaud like it's something funny. It isn't funny. It's real people's lives, and I hate it. but Jess doesn't seem to care. I know it's mean, but I'm not on that show. Why does it matter? Because maybe you're part of the problem. I run my dirty plates beneath the lukewarm water and frown. It just isn't very nice. Says you. Don't you give that girl in your class a black eye a few months ago? She deserved it. She called you a dick. She might have been right. Jas prods at her belly. It's strange beneath her skirt like a large, obscene balloon. Maybe I am a... I'm replacing swear words with strange sounds. I'm part of that no swearing channel club, which I'm probably the only part of. But I like to keep that no swear life on my channel, I swear. This is why I can't argue with Jas anymore. Not even when she steals my apricot yogurts. She doesn't fight back like she used to. Some people don't have the energy to fight back. In particular situations, I know. If the wind tugs at the hem of my school skirt, I hold it down with one hand and use the other to support the straps of my beat-up old messenger bag. My bag's falling apart and it doesn't close properly now, but I can't afford a new one. I'll have to bear with it. Just like I have to bear with Jess hand-me-down uniforms and these old scruffed trainers. At least it's not the shoes I wore to Aunt Shirley's first wedding. Okay, is it still for lemon curd? I check my turn against the roof of my mouth and let's see what's going on here. Why am I still thinking about that dream? It must have left an impression on me, that's rare. I've had bad dreams on an almost daily basis, but the details start slipping away the moment I open my eyes. It's definitely unusual for me to still remember, not just the gist, but the specific ins and outs of my dreams while I wait on platform number 2 at Strawberry Hill Station for my train. Yes, maybe it's one of the first times of a lucid dream. But this isn't quite a lucid dream because you can control yourself. You can control the reality within the dream itself. But unfortunately, there are some things within a dream that you cannot control. A very, very fragile mind. There are a few other people waiting, glancing alternately between their watches and the electronic signboard. Rush hour. This is present within the UK, it seems. I thought there was a lot of English stuff here, like the Jeremy Kyle show, which is a pile of rubbish. Rush hour in London is never pleasant. The train's always packed. I don't have anything against people who watches that show. I just pleasantly despise it for what it is. I hate going to school, especially with a bulky messenger bag to manipulate. Once, I hit a small child in the face with my bag when I was scrambling on the train. He cried and his mother started scolding me very, very loudly in front of all these smart businessmen. What do you think you're doing, you clumsy girl? His nose is bleeding. You could have caused him serious damage. What do you have to say? By the end of this woman's treaty, I was almost crying too. I couldn't cry, of course, because I wasn't a little kid. And people don't think it's cute when teenagers cry. They think it's pathetic. I was 13 back then. I'm even older now. I don't feel any wiser though. My GCSEs are coming up soon. Then, I'll be finished with school for good. I wouldn't need to ride on the crammed train at 7:30 in the morning ever again. Unless I decide to go to college like Jas did. I don't think I'd go to the same college as Jas though, because she was studying health and beauty. That's a vocational subject. I think Jas is pretty good at health and beauty, especially the beauty part. She knows all about getting your nails trimmed and how to curl people's hair, but Dad wasn't very happy about it. He kept banging on, saying she was wasting her life, wasting her education. We've given you so many opportunities, and you just flame them back in our faces. Why can't you be more like your sister? I don't know why anybody would want to be like me. I don't want to be like me. If that's the case with everybody, it's just the curse that people have of themselves. They would rather be another person than themselves. Be happy with the cards that you've been dealt with. rather than cards that you haven't been dealt with. But at the same time, I glance to the right. I half expect to see a glint of metal taps in my peripheral vision, complete with basins, but I don't. You shouldn't anyways. Instead, I see a girl around my age, but not quite my age. I know her. We're in the same form group. We've been in the same form group ever since I started at Gray's Court School. She's a girl who looks a lot like me, with straight black hair and brown eyes. But there's more to it than that. It's the arrangement of her features and her face, and the shape of them, too. Her eyes, her nose, ears, lips. She looks so much like me as a little creepy. She looks so much like me that Mrs. Madley, our former teacher, did a double take when she saw us in our oversized Gray's Court uniforms on our first day in Year 7. She asked us, in this very exaggerated tone, if we were twins. Like being a twin is something special. We're not, of course. We're not related at all. Wait, we're probably related in some way if you go back far enough. But the blood ties between us are so weak, there'd be about 99.999999% water. It doesn't help that she has the same name as me, a similar name at least. My name is Lynn. She's called Lynne. She's me, but a me who's reached into the Scrabble box and pulled out an extra valve? Her name would be worth more than mine if you tried to play it on the board. Like she's so much better than I am. And in a way, I guess she is. Her school bag is nice and shiny, so are her shoes. Her uniform's always ironed and her tights never have any holes. She's like me, but better. Lynn with an E. E for excellence. She'll probably do better in her GCSEs than I will too. That's a given. Lynne is really smart. Do not be so doubtful, okay? I look at her. I look at her for a little too long, as I often do, and she lifts her head. Her eyes meet mine. Her gaze hers. I feel like a needle is sticking into the back of my skull. A short, sharp pain splits through the side of my head. I wince. I know this is going to sound petty, but I really, really hate that girl. And this must be your teacher. Or a friend. Hey Lynn, guess what Aki bought me? I don't know. What did Aki buy you? Well... Susie smiles smugly, her head resting on her hand, her elbow resting on the desk. Her legs are crossed, but she keeps uncrossing and recrossing them and adjusting the heel of her skirt. Susie's kind of like that. She's one of those girls who's lucky enough to be considered kind of pretty, despite all her freckles, and she likes flaunting it. Her face is nice, I guess, but I think her thighs are the prettiest part of her body. Her thighs are slender, milky white, and she wears her school skirts a little too short so she can okay. I'm kinda jealous. Susie's cute enough as it is. Even her name is cute. Though her full name, Susan Ha, is a little stuffy. She doesn't need to make herself cuter. Being her friend is kind of bad for my self-esteem. She's had way more boyfriends than I have. It's not fair. My track record is 0. Not that it's hard to have more boyfriends than me. I haven't had any. Predicted that. And not much of a competition, is it? Likely to ever compete with Susie. He brought me a maid uniform. A real maid uniform. Oh really? That's cool. I guess. I try to sound enthusiastic. It's hard work. I've had to listen to Susie talking at me, more like about her dreamy Japanese boyfriend for the last month and a half. Yeah, hence why the maid outfit. Aki. She met him online while she was doing a live stream. He contacted her and said he could compose music, and he knew a little bit about idol culture, and if she was really serious about being a performer, that he could be her manager. Now he's dating her. Well, dating is the loosest possible way, since he lives in Japan and we live in Richmond. Is it cool, right? I'm going to wear it on one of my live streams. Neat. Yeah, I picked the outfit out myself. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, Aki has money, so... Susie smiles and shrugs her shoulders coyly. Having a rich boyfriend must be nice. It must be nice having any boyfriend, full stop. Though I guess Aki's more of a man than a boy, and they live so far away he and Susie has no hope of ever kissing and cuddling. Well, all the boys in our year group are stupid. The boys in our form are especially brain dead. Bradley Hurd tried to give himself a tattoo with his protector on a blue biro pen in maths. He managed to give himself a makeshift tattoo, a lopsided wonky one, but he also gave himself blood poisoning. Crave Bentley's always making lecturous comments and trying to peer up. Okay. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. In fact, I hate them. Yeah, girls my age are meant to be interested in relationships, I think. That's what all the teen books and movies say. I'm not, though. Maybe there's something wrong with me. That's what Jess says. She had a lot of boyfriends when she was my age too, but I don't think she ever really liked them. Sometimes I try to imagine it, but letting a boy like Bradley or Craig... Okay, it makes me feel sick. If I had a boyfriend, I think I'd rather have a boyfriend like Aki, who lives so far away I'd never have to worry about him. Okay. Like everybody would... Okay. Aki's so generous. Susie's still stuck in La La Land. She's mooning over her boyfriend like he's the second coming of Christ. I can ask him to buy me anything, you know. Literally anything. He just jumps at the chance like it's some huge honor. Okay, I'm not going to read it out loud. I think it sounds weird. Oh, Lynn. Susie tuts. She looks sympathetic. You'll understand when you start dating. Stupid boys like Brandon and Craig are rude and mean and make gross comments. But real men know how to treat their girlfriends right. Exactly, Susie. Exactly. Real boyfriends. Real men. Not boys. Men. Why is that? Cause they know they're lucky to have us. I mean, look at it this way. I'm a cute longer. I'm in the prime of my youth. He, meanwhile, is in his 30s. Well, he says he's in his 30s, but I don't believe it. I've seen the photos. He's old and he's not really super attractive. I think he's cute, but there are way better guys out there. Why should I be interested in him? Because of his money? Because you like each other? I guess, but that's not it. It isn't? Of course not. Don't be daft. It's about give and take. He wants a cute young girlfriend, and I want somebody who will spoil me and buy me nice things. Everybody wins. But what do your parents think about Aki? What they don't know doesn't have to hurt them. Aren't they suspicious about all the packages he keeps sending you? You worry too much, Lynn. Susie looks at me pityingly. She always looks at me like that, like I'm slow in the head. Sort of she's had a couple of... No, that doesn't make her more mature than I am. But judging by the way she talks, you'd think she was far older. You should live a little. That's why you never had a boyfriend yourself. Maybe because I don't have enough money to do something. I don't think I want one. You will. Give it time. Like it's a foregone conclusion. Susie starts peering at her fingernails. She turns them this way and that, examining them beneath the lights of the classroom. Her fingernails are perfect, just like the rest of her. They're manicured, painted with nude gloss. She never ever bites them. Who has the time to worry about her parents that much? Susie, I guess. Susie's been doing live streams from her bedroom for a couple of years now, in her attempts to become a Japanese idol. An English angel with white skin and blue eyes. It seems to be working out for her. I think she's actually pretty popular. Not that I watch her streams. It'd be very kind of voyeuristic, I think. And anyway, who wants to watch their best friend since kindergarten wearing cat ears or a kimono? A kimono would be nice. I guess she has a new costume in her reporter size now, courtesy of her boyfriend / manager. Good for Cece, at least she's happy. She looks happy anyway. And isn't that basically the same thing? Maybe. Where are we now? Dad and Jas are arguing again. I don't think it's Jas's fault. She probably didn't want to argue. At least at all with Dad. Jas used to bully me a lot when we were little, but I don't think she's a nasty person. Not really. Even if she is, she certainly wouldn't try to pick a fight with our Dad. Dad's a lot bigger than both of us, and he's scary too. He'd be scary even if he didn't have such a quick temper. Okay, so... yeah, kind of case. They scarred from years of manual labor. He works in construction. Has done ever since I can remember. It's kind of good Dad works in construction. Usually he's too tired and dusty to do anything other than sigh and grunt and nice. Okay. But that's just most of the time. Not all of the time. Sometimes he comes home and really... Okay. He sounds cracked and muddy, the palms bleeding, and then he starts shouting. He never starts shouting right away, though. He's always quiet at first. Like a dormant volcano about to become alive and active. Like a volcano before it erupts. That makes it even scarier. Dad isn't a bad person. He doesn't mean to lose his temper. I don't think he wants to shout at Mum, or insult Jas, or make me cry. He does it because he's stuck in an exhausting job he doesn't like. Okay. But he never wants to college, so... He never went to college, so he can't get any better. According to Dad, the job market's in the blank right now. His words, not mine. There's no way he could even hope of getting anything halfway decent. That's why he keeps telling me I should study. I have to do well. I have to succeed. I have to make him proud. I think what he really means is, don't end up like me. It's a roundabout approach sometimes. That's why he got so angry at Jas when she broke the news about her pregnancy. Maybe he thought it was some kind of failure on his part. Or maybe he thought he'd done everything he could for us, and Jas was throwing his efforts back in his face. He argues with Jas on an almost daily basis since then. Jas isn't meek like me, and she doesn't get scared easily, so she always argues back. He started to have a go at Jas as soon as he got home today, and then she tried to defend herself, and things got worse from there. She asked him to stop, but he just shoved her away. Stay out of this, Marigold. It has nothing to do with you. Mom tried to say it did have something to do with her, because Jas is her daughter. And then he gave her this look, and she hid herself away in the kitchen. He and Jas are still arguing, even now. I can hear them downstairs, their voices echoing through the house. So you just sat at home and did nothing again? You're wasting your life. Well, what do you expect me to do? I'm 6 months in. I don't want to risk hurting the baby. The baby is always the baby. You should have thought about that before you gave yourself... Okay. I already told you it was a party. I was drunk. And that makes it all better, does it? I wasn't saying that, I don't want to hear it. I didn't raise my... Okie dokie. You have 2. I wish the walls in this house weren't so thin. I can hear them yelling even though I'm in the upstairs bathroom. I think the neighbours can hear too. We've had noise complaints more than once. The arguing got so bad at one point Jas moved out to live with one of her friends for 3 weeks. Mum cried and thought she'd never come back, but she did. Dad cried too. He hugged Jess and called her his baby girl and said he was sorry. He was so sorry. But he lied. It's a roundabout. It works one way, but in the future it'll crop back up, like if it never happened. He said he'd never shout her life out again. He was wrong. I stared at the ceiling. The beige paint is peeling and mold is sprouting in the corners. The water, now like warm, pools around my body. The tap is faulty and it drips over and over again into the already overfull bathtub. It's not loud enough. Not loud enough to drown out the noise. There's always so much noise. I sink back in the tub, submerging myself completely. I want to hide from it all. Everything. Okay. Necked here and there with small scars. Oh. Oh dear. Okay, so this is quite dark as well as horror. I have PE tomorrow. It's my least favourite lesson. I can't stand it. I don't like getting changed in front of my classmates. Always worried, compared to everyone else, that my body looks all wrong. I close my eyes, water flows about my head. It worms its way inside my ears. It's harder to hear. Yeah, like this. The sound is distorted, like it's happening on an alien planet millions of light years away. I think I prefer that. I like to live in space if it meant I could be alone. No dad. No mom. No Jess. No Susie. No Lynne either. I wonder what Lynne's house is like. I bet it isn't like this. This is kind of like the distorted doppelganger family. And next we have number 86, Miss Harper. Will you please step onto the stage? Okay, I wanted to obey the disemboweled voice, but I can't. My legs are trembling like a baby's deer. My heart is pounding. I can hear them all. The crowd, they're cheering. It's so loud it hurts. We're getting more and more excited. The previous act is ushered off the stage. The red X that marks the spot is free. Waiting. I feel sick. Why did I sign up for this? I don't think I did sign up for it. It must have been Susie. We saw an ad on the TV a while back, and Susie said it was a great opportunity. You wouldn't want to miss out on a shot at stardom, would you? She asked. I would. Very much so. I don't like performing in front of other people. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not pretty like Susie. I'm not self-confident. I'm not anything, really. Why am I here? I want to turn around and leave, but I've already come this far and I can't back out now. The roar of the crowd is almost deafening. Miss Harper, will you please step onto the stage? The disembodied voice calls to me again. Crackly and distorted. It sounds impatient. The crowd are getting impatient too. So Susie, she's standing behind me. When did she get there? And she pushes me between my shoulder blades. Her eyes are narrowed. Come on, Lynn. We worked hard for this. You can't back out now. I don't know. I'm nervous. You can't be nervous. Not after we worked up for your choreography. And you have such a cute outfit too. It'd be a shame not to flaunt it. Cute? Yes, it's purple. It's automatically cute. I'm not so sure. This outfit would probably look cute on Susie, but it doesn't look cute on me. If people say you're cute, then goddamn take that as a compliment. That is too short. It's several inches above my knees. If I move around too much, I'll be in serious danger of okay. To the entire nation. What was I thinking? I never think. The longer I stand here in the wings, paralyzed with fear, the harder and harder it gets for me to think, until I start to unthink. Everything I have thought is slipping out of my skull like somebody's drilled a hole in my head. Susie, please, I can't. You have to. Aki composed this song especially for you. Aki? I guess I glance over Susie's shoulder. Aki's there, because of course he is. He was always there. He came to see me, because he composed a song for me and now I have to dance to it. He's in his 30s. But he doesn't look that old, though. When I squint I can see small lines beneath his eyes. His teeth are a little yellow too, and there are blemishes across his skin. I can't imagine Susie dating someone like this, but he's rich, so And your mother made your costume. You can't let her down. That's right. I made it just for you, darling. Mum? Don't look so surprised, dear. I wanted to come and cheer you on. That's right, you can do it, Lynn. And Jess is here too. Why wouldn't Jess be here? If Aki's here, who I'm sure I've never met before, it makes sense Jess would be here too. I'm not sure about Dad, but maybe he was so ashamed at the thought of his favourite daughter making a fool of herself on national TV that he couldn't better show up. I don't think I blame him. Miss Harper, if you are there, will you please come onto the stage? The audience are stamping their feet against the floor. I can hear them. They stamp over and over again. It echoes inside my skull. My heart pounds harder and harder. You can do it, Lynn. Don't back down. You're meant to be the smart one. I've always wanted at least one of my children to amount to something. Okay. Hey, what about me? But You worry too much, Lynn. You need to live a little. That's why you never... Okay. I'm not going to be sick, but maybe Susie's right. I do need to live a little. I can't give up before I tried. I breathe in deeply and square my shoulders. My stomach's churning and I think I'm going to be sick, but I try to suppress it. The show must go on. The show will go on, whether I want it to or not. Okay. Showtime. The lights on the stage are far too bright. The roar of the crowd is deafening. I feel like I'm being tossed over the side of the ship. I'm drowning in sounds and sensations. There are so many colours I can see the white lights flickering inside my eyelids when I blink. This stage is the only thing that separates me from the crowd. If they wanted, they could swarm forwards and pull me down at any time. Hit me, trample me, break me, I shiver. Susie, Aki, Jess and my mother were waiting for me in the wings. Just beyond the plush red curtains, but I never felt so alone. My fingers tremble. My makeup is starting to run. I'm sweating foundation, eyeshadow and mascara like some sort of clown. A circus freak. The crowd goes wild. So, Miss Harper, will you please introduce yourself? What brings you to searching for the stars? I need to lift my head. Stop looking at my feet. I doubt I'm making a good impression. My grip about the microphone spasms. When did I have a microphone? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm Lynn Harper and I'm 15. Okay. I'm going to Grange Court Secondary School and I'm not that good at anything. The audience laughs appreciatively. But my friend Susie made me sign up for this and she put together a routine for me, so I'm going to sing and dance. Alright, do your best. Yes, thank you. The music begins to play. It's a song Aki composed for me, but there's something wrong with it. It's muffled and distorted like it's playing from the bottom of the ocean. Thousands of beady, unblinking eyes are trained on me. They all want to see me fail. Maybe this is what I deserve. Okay. Those two shows in the living room with Jess sometimes whenever they're on, and we always sneak. I don't want to mispronounce that word in case I say something incredibly bad. Obliquely at the rubbish acts, the old women with false teeth who can't sing, the stunt artists who trip and fall over their own feet, the comedians who can't get a single smile, yet alone a laugh. Wow. It's just a public exercise in meanness, really. It's a way to mock and belittle those who dare to think that they have talent. But I don't mean that. I know I don't have any talent. I'm just Lynn. Plain Lynn. I don't even have an extra E at the end of my name. And speaking of which... Ah! In the crowd... There's a girl in the audience. I recognize her. She's sitting between two dark and shadowy figures without eyes or noses or ears or mouths. In contrast, this girl's features are very sharp. Her eyes are awfully familiar. So is her nose, her mouth, her ears, her hair. She is just like me, but she isn't me. She can't be me because I'm up here and she's down there. Lynne? The music continues. I stand there, feeling stupider and stupider with every passing second. I sweat makeup. Okay. The audience are getting restless but started calling them out to me. I can't hear what they're saying, I'm glad too, but I get the general gist. They stamp their shadowy feet. They point with their shadowy fingers. They shout with their shadowy mouths. Get her off the stage! She's not doing anything! What a waste, a waste. I really am a waste. I feel faint. I think I'm going to collapse until a strange, scuttering sensation begins to creep. No, not just creep. My body. The touch is almost intimate, but in such an incredibly wrong way it makes my hair stand up at the back of my neck. What's happening? There are feelers of my body. Or maybe they're not feelers. Could they instead be legs? Yes, legs, that's what they are. Hundreds upon hundreds of tiny, insatiable legs. They trail down the small of my back. Okay. I'll leave this to you. Horrible monsters crawling with dozens of millipedes. Where did they come from? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever find out. The audience are laughing. The sound threatens to burst my eardrums. I have very narrow ear canals. A medical condition, it runs in the family. I can't deal with all of this. I try to bat them away, brush them off. A few millipedes, okay. I land upside down on a wooden stage, but legs squirming pathetically in the air. Hundreds upon hundreds of legs. I step on them, but bursting, leaking black insect fluid all over the wooden stage. The audience laughs harder. They're pounding their feet against the floor. The stage seems to shake. Why are they enjoying this so much? What did I do wrong? No matter how many millipedes I shake off my body, yet more swarm to replace them. They're endless. Okay, they continue to wiggle and wreath, covering every inch of my body, between my toes, against my armpits, even inside my mouth. Jerk, gag, thousands of tiny legs. I'm gonna throw up. Everybody except her. She's crying though. She won't laugh. She'll just watch and stare, and she won't do anything to help me. Why should she? I never tried to be nice to her. Why would she be nice to me? I can't keep upright. I fall to my knees, squishing several wriggling millipedes beneath me. There are more and more of them. They're not just crawling against my skin, over my browns. Okay. Instead, they're inside me. Inside there, beneath my eyes. Secreted away. Okay. Choking, drowning, dying. Everybody laughs. Hey, then you finally woke up, and good God, you look awful. Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Do you have a good nut? Oh, Blink. I think I might be staring. Well, we've got a new character to fray now, and this is where we can end it off, folks. So thank you so much for watching, guys. That has been very, very ew. Ew is in, like, the insect parts, for goodness sakes, and take your eyes and your brain away from imagining horrid things, because, well, this game has some horrid things in them. And when it comes to butter and lemon curds, just remember that not everything is as it seems, but at the same time, it could be simpler than your imagination takes you. So have a good day, folks, and we'll be finishing this up in the next episode, because it looks like our stress is 50% complete. Thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourselves.